texture.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 6. Our topic is about ellipsis. My name is Nursafitri Siraif. My official number is A1 and 2 19058. I will bring material about definition of ellipsis, the elliptic structure, more precisely, two types of the single elliptic markers, positive elliptic, so, to, and negative elliptic, neither, either. Ellipsis, or also called elliptical construction, is the omission of a word or words. It refers to constructions in which words are left out of a sentence, but the sentence can still be understood. Elliptical sentence is a combination of two sentences with different subjects but have the same predicate, including the object and complement. The purpose of forming an elliptical sentence, there are two. First, to convey a simple statement or to make the sentence more concise, we make the sentence shorter and effective. Second, to avoid repeating the same sentence elements. It means that we don't need to repeat words that are already in the first sentence to the second sentence. Positive elliptical. So and to are used in combining two positive sentences, which have the same verb and object complement. So and to have the same meaning, but in its placement, they are different. So is placed before the auxiliary verb or in front of the auxiliary verb, while to is placed after the auxiliary verb or behind the auxiliary verb. The formula of so, there is a conjunction and plus so plus auxiliary verb to be, to do, to have, or modals plus subject. The formula of to, there is a conjunction and plus subject plus auxiliary verb to be, to do, to have, or modals plus to. The subject and the auxiliary verb used are the subject and the auxiliary verb in the second sentence. Here I have two examples. Each example has two positive sentences. In the first example, he is happy, they are happy. In this example, the auxiliary verb is already in the sentence, so it makes it easy to combine them by using so and to. By using so, he is happy, and remember the formula, so plus the auxiliary verb of the second sentence, in this case are plus the subject, they. By using to, he is happy, and remember the formula, the subject of the second sentence, they, the auxiliary verb of the second sentence, are plus to. In the second example, I study English, he studies English. In the sentence, there's no any auxiliary verb in the sentence, so we have to find them. In this sentence, we look at the verb. In this sentence, the verb use verb 1. So the auxiliary verb is between does or do. So we look at the subject. At the second sentence, the subject is he. So the auxiliary verb, it must be does. So by using so, I study English and remember the formula. So plus the auxiliary verb does plus subject he. By using to, I study English and remember the formula. The subject of the second sentence, he, plus the auxiliary verb does plus to. Negative elliptical. Neither and either are used in combining two negative sentences which have the same verb and object complement. Neither and either have the same meaning, but in its placement they are different. Neither is placed before the auxiliary verb or in front of the auxiliary verb, while either is placed after the auxiliary verb plus not. Note that we don't need to place not after the auxiliary verb in neither because neither stands for not either. The formula of neither, there is a conjunction and plus neither plus auxiliary verb to be, to do, to have, or modals plus subject. The formula of either, there is a conjunction and plus subject plus the auxiliary verb to be, to do, to have, or modals plus not plus either. The auxiliary verb and the subject used are the auxiliary verb and the subject in the second sentence. Here I have two examples. Each example has two negative sentences. In the first example, I am not a student, he is not a student. By using neither, I am not a student and remember the formula plus neither plus the auxiliary verb of the second sentence in this sentence is plus the subject of the second sentence, in this example, he. I am not a student and neither is he. By using either, I am not a student and remember the formula, the subject of the second sentence, in the sentence he, plus the auxiliary verb plus not is not plus either. I am not a student and he is not either. In the second example, you don't drink coffee, she doesn't drink coffee. By using neither, you don't drink coffee and remember the formula, neither plus the auxiliary verb of the second sentence, in the sentence does, plus the subject of the second sentence, in this sentence she. You don't drink coffee and neither does she. By using either, you don't drink coffee and remember the formula, the subject of the second sentence, in the sentence she, plus the auxiliary verb plus not, doesn't or does not, plus either. You don't drink coffee and she doesn't either. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rasya Nurul Zahrah. The registration number is A1M219060 and I'm from class B. So today I'm going to explain my materials about contrary ellipsis. So after understanding the materials, the previous materials about positive ellipsis and negative ellipsis, now we enter the third materials about contrary ellipsis. So, what is the definition of contrary ellipsis? Contrary ellipsis means that the elliptical sentence structures is used to combine two sentences that have opposite predicates. One is positive and one is negative. As you know that in positive ellipsis there are two sentences or two clauses that have positive context, while in negative ellipsis there are two sentences and two clauses that have negative context. But in this contrary ellipsis, the name, as you can see from the name, is contrary, means that in the sentence there is negative and a positive, whether it's a positive elliptic or a positive sentence or vice versa. One of them must be positive and negative. And in this part, we only used conjunction but. So let's move to the formula. So there are two formulas that is used to contrary ellipsis. The first one is subject plus positive auxiliaries plus but plus subject plus negative auxiliaries. And the second one is subject plus negative auxiliaries plus but plus subject plus positive auxiliaries. So, in the first formula, the elliptical sentences use not. It means that the elliptical sentence have a negative context. Means that the sentence that is in front of the elliptical sentence must have a positive context because it is contra. So, if the sentence started with a positive context, it means that it must be followed by negative context. And if it started with a negative context, then it must be followed by a positive context. For the example, like, he is a student but you are not. Di sini kalimat yang di For the example, like, he is a student but you are not. For the example, like, he is a student but you are not. Jadi kalimat yang pertama itu berkontekskan positif. He is a student. But lalu diikuti dengan kalimat yang berkontekskan negatif sesudah but. Kemudian contohnya, I am an artist but Maya is not. I am an artist merupakan kalimat yang berkontekskan positif. Kemudian diikuti dengan but. Kemudian diikuti oleh kalimat yang berkontekskan negatif. Then the second formula is subject plus negative auxiliaries plus but plus subject plus positive auxiliaries. If the sentence first has a negative context, then it must be followed by a positive context. So the position is the same, the subject first, then auxiliaries, but the difference is that if a sentence started with a positive context, then it must be followed by a negative context or added with not. But if the first sentence started with a negative context, then no need to add not. Contohnya di sini yaitu he is not a student but you are. Nah, Kak bisa dilihat bahwa kalimat yang pertama itu dialectical sentence-nya itu sudah berkontekskan negatif. Kemudian ditambah but, lalu subject you dan positive auxiliaries you are. And then we move to the next materials about two positive statement or negative statement that have some predicate and can be arranged by using conjunction and. For the examples like my brother goes to school, I go to school menjadi my brother and I go to school. Kemudian contoh yang kedua yaitu Dila does not drink coffee. Dila does not drink coffee. Bella does not drink coffee menjadi Dila and Bella does not drink coffee. So that's all my materials about the contrary ellipsis. If there's any mistake, please forgive me. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Meika Kharisma Boer. My registration number is A192 17045. I'm going to explain to all of you regarding elliptical construction, specifically double markers and also one of two actions. But before getting further, I'm going to explain to all of you regarding what is actual means of elliptical construction. Elliptical construction, known as ellipsis, refers to leaving out some words in which not necessary in order to prevent repetition. Jadi elliptical construction atau yang kita ketahui sebagai ellipsis adalah menghapus beberapa kata, menghilangkan beberapa kata dari sebuah entah itu kalimat, frasa atau semacamnya untuk menghindari repetisi. Di sini saya akan lebih spesifik membahas tentang elliptical construction double marker. Double marker di sini penandanya adalah penggunaan conjunction both and. Di titik ini bisa memasukkan noun, adjective, adverb, verb dan juga prepositional phrase. Di sini sudah ada beberapa contoh yang saya sediakan. Yang pertama, both Indri and Novi are going to buy a cake. So, both Indri and Novi are going to buy a cake. Di sini sebelum dielipsiskan, kalimat panjangnya itu berbunyi seperti ini. Both Indri is going to buy a cake. Novi is going to buy a cake. Nah, untuk dielipsiskan, maka susunan kalimat yang akan terbentuk adalah both Indri and Novi are going to buy a cake. Dengan penanda both and, dan Indri dan Novi di sini berfungsi sebagai noun. Next, this YouTuber is both interesting and entertaining. Ini adalah contoh kalimat elliptical construction berbentuk adjektif, di mana kata sifat di sini adalah interesting and entertaining. Sebelum dielipsiskan, kata ini berasal dari this YouTuber is interesting dan juga this YouTuber is entertaining. Ketika dielipsiskan, maka kalimat yang terbentuk adalah this YouTuber is both interesting and entertaining. Kembali menggunakan penanda double marker, yaitu adalah both and, diikuti dengan adjective. Third of all, penanda verb. Valdi drives his motorcycle both to the university and his friend's house. Sebelum dielipsiskan, kalimat ketiga akan berbunyi seperti Valdi drives his motorcycle to the university. Valdi drives his motorcycle to his friend's house. Jadi untuk mengulangi repetition dalam konteks ellipsis, maka kalimat yang ketiga ini diellipsiskan menjadi Valdi drives his motorcycle both to the university and his friend's house. Ya. Yang keempat, Valdi drives his motorcycle both slowly and carefully. Di sini adalah penggunaan kata adverb yang sebelumnya jika belum diellipsiskan akan menjadi Valdi drives his motorcycle slowly, Valdi drives his motorcycle carefully. Jadi ketika diellipsiskan, Valdi drives his motorcycle both slowly and carefully. Ini adalah adverb. Dan kembali menggunakan penanda double marker both and. Last but not least, penanda double marker adalah tentang prepositional phrase. Prepositional di sini adalah both in Boer and Kendari. So yang sebelum diellipsiskan kalimat ini akan menjadi Meika has houses in Bogor, Meika has houses in Kendari. Jadi ketika diellipsiskan maka akan terbentuklah kalimat Meika has houses both in Bogor and Kendari. Both in itu adalah prepositional phrase. Itu the elliptical construction double marker. Yang selanjutnya adalah one of two actions. Elliptical construction one of two actions dengan penanda either bla 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 or bla bla bla. So, penggunaan ellipsis one of two actions itu berfungsi untuk mengellipsiskan kalimat jika terdapat dua opsi untuk kedepannya akan menjadi satu. Seperti contoh, either Meika or Valdi will play the guitar. Jadi sebelum diellipsiskan itu Meika will play the guitar, Valdi will play the guitar. Tapi karena yang nanti gitar tersedia hanya satu, maka either Meika or Valdi will play the guitar. Second example, either Trump or Biden will going to become the president of USA. Sebelum diellipsiskan, Trump will going to become the president or Biden will going to become the president. Tapi ketika diellipsiskan nanti akan terbentuk kalimat either Trump or Biden will going to become the president of USA. Last but not least, example, in order to continue his study, Meika will going to choose either UHO or Unhas. Sama seperti sebelumnya, di sini terdapat dua opsi yaitu UHO and Unhas, dan karena ini adalah one of the actions maka kita akan menggunakan either bla 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 or bla bla bla. So in order to continue his study, Meika will going to choose either UHO or Unhas. Yet at the end of the day, pada akhirnya Meika itu akan memilih salah satu di antara dua opsi, sama seperti yang ini dan ini. Oke, mungkin itu dari saya tentang elliptical constructions, double marker dan juga one of two actions. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dian Septiani and my registration number is A1M217 and 106. Okay, I will continue our material about neither nor. Neither nor as conjunction means not one nor the other of two people or things, and is used to show that there is no choice of two or more alternative. Neither nor can be used with nouns, adjective, verb, adverb, prepositional phrase, and others, as long as the construction is parallel. Using neither nor is more formal in writing and speech. For example, he has neither sister nor brother. He has neither sister nor brother.
Neither nor can use with singular or plural verb, and the pattern is neither plus noun plus nor plus plural noun plus plural verb. For example, neither father nor his brother are watching TV. And next pattern, neither plus noun plus nor plus singular noun plus singular verb. For example, neither his brother nor father is watching TV. Notes either or and neither nor can be followed by singular or plural verb depending on which noun is closer to the verb. For informal use, we can use plural verb. Next, not only but also. Not only but also adalah konjungsi korelatif yang digunakan untuk menggabungkan two parallel structure, two nouns, adjective, two verbs, or two words prepositional phrase, di mana ada 5 pola. Yang pertama, not only plus noun plus but also plus noun. For example, please buy not only a book but also a pen. Pola kedua, not only plus adjective plus but also plus adjective. For example, Mia is not only pretty but also smart. Selanjutnya pola ketiga, not only plus verb plus but also plus verb. For example, we not only study English but also study Japanese. And next, pola keempat, not only plus adverb plus but also plus adverb. For example, she talked not only softly but also fastly. And the last is not only plus prepositional phrase plus but also. For example, a good student should study not only in the morning but also in the night. Okay, last material, not but. Not but is a correlative conjunction that used to combine parallel structure. For example, two nouns, adjective, two verbs, two adverbs, or two prepositional words, phrase, and two clause. The first pattern, not plus noun plus but plus noun. For example, the beautiful island is not Boer Island, but Namu Island. Another example, it is not rice but porridge. The second pattern is not plus adjective plus but plus adjective. For example, she is not beautiful but polite. She is not tired but weak. Next pola, not plus verb plus but plus verb. For example, you should not ask questions but answer them. You should not ask questions but answer them. Next pattern is not plus adverb plus but plus adverb. For example, he worked not fastly but slowly. Next pattern is not plus prepositional phrase plus but plus prepositional phrase. For example, she is jealous not of you but of your friend. And the last pattern is not plus clause plus but plus clause. For example, the best solution is not that we answer the question but that we keep quiet. Another example, it is not that he does not know much information but he does not want to reveal it. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is M.Yusuf Syaputra, and then my registration number is A1 M2 70043. Oke, jadi di pada kesempatan kali ini saya akan menjelaskan apa itu ellipsis. Lebih spesifiknya yaitu nominal ellipsis. Sebelum langkah lebih jauh, saya akan menjelaskan kembali apa itu ellipsis sedikit. Jadi ellipsis adalah menghilangkan beberapa kata guna menyingkatkan kalimat, dan fungsi dari ellipsis adalah guna mengurangi potensi repetitif atau pengulangan kata di sebuah kalimat. langsung saja kepada materi saya. Jadi nominal ellipsis terbagi menjadi dua, yaitu ellipsis of subject dan ellipsis of object. Langsung saja. Yang pertama adalah ellipsis of subject. Seperti yang sudah saya jelaskan sebelumnya, apa itu ellipsis, yaitu menghilangkan beberapa kata. Jadi pada bagian ini kata yang dihilangkan adalah subjeknya, yaitu guna mempersingkat kalimat. Mempersingkat kalimat. Contohnya adalah she eats banana and drink soda. Jadi sini subjeknya adalah she. Di mana yang dihilangkannya? Dihilangkannya adalah di sini. Sebelum drink soda. Drink soda. Jadi seharusnya katanya kalimatnya itu berupa she eats banana and she drinks soda. Sini yang seperti yang sudah dijelaskan lagi sebelumnya, bahwasannya sini itu dihilangkan setelahnya. Terus lanjut ke contoh yang kedua, yaitu Fali is watching Jojo and eating popcorn. Sama sebelumnya dengan yang di atas, tapi sini saya menggunakan nama orang, yaitu Faldi. Nah, jadi di mana sih dihilangkan katanya? Kata subjeknya yaitu di sebelum kata eating popcorn di sini. Jadi kata seharusnya adalah sini ada Faldi. Jadi harusnya kata sebelumnya sebelum diellipsiskan yaitu Faldi is watching Jojo and Faldi eating popcorn. Lanjut ke contoh yang selanjutnya, yaitu I play video game and I enjoy the gameplay. Oke. Sama seperti sebelumnya saya jelaskan, sama seperti sebelumnya bahwasannya ada subjek yang dihilangkan guna mempersingkat kalimat agar tidak repetitif. Sehingga seharusnya ada I, tapi karena ini terlalu repetitif, jadi I-nya itu kita ellipsiskan atau bisa dibilang subjeknya. Lanjut yaitu ke ellipsis of object. Sama sebenarnya hampir mirip ini keduanya, tapi kalau ellipsis of subject seperti namanya, subjek yang dihilangkan yaitu seperti I, you, Devi, she atau nama orang, kepala dia atau bagaimana, nah itu juga bisa kita hilangkan. Nah, tapi kalau yang di sini itu sebuah objeknya, kata-kata objek seperti contohnya meja, table, chair, kursi dan lainnya. Oke, langsung masuk ke contohnya. Di sini saya pakai, lanjut aja. Ellipsisnya itu Dio hates the sun and moon, but Jotaro likes it. Apa sih yang objek yang kita hilangkan? Yaitu sun and moon atau matahari dan siang. Harus kata yang seharusnya ada di sini yaitu Dio hates the sun and moon, but Jotaro likes sun and moon. Jadi kalau misalnya kita simpankan di sini terbilang terlalu repetitif sekali dan saya kalau bisa dibilang kayak buang-buang tenaga lah begitu. Jadi ini kita ellipsiskan menjadi Jotaro likes it. Oke. Lanjut di contoh yang kedua yaitu Sabar is smart girl and also Kevin. Mana sini objeknya? Yaitu sini girl. Smart girl. Smart girl. Jadi kata yang seharusnya sebelum diellipsiskan yaitu Sabar is a smart girl and also Kevin is a smart girl. Jadi ini repetitif, sangat repetitif sebenarnya. Jadi inilah gunanya ellipsis, yaitu menyingkatkan kata kalimat guna menghilangkan repetisinya. Dan contoh yang terakhir adalah I want to drink smoothie but Meika doesn't atau Meika does not. Nah, mana sih objeknya? Yaitu smoothie. Nah, kata yang seharusnya sebelum diellipsiskan adalah I want to drink smoothie but Meika does not drink smoothie. Oke, demikian penjelasan dari saya mengenai nominal ellipsis. Lebih spesifiknya yaitu ellipsis of subject dan ellipsis of object. Jadi sebenarnya keduanya ini sangatlah gampang, yaitu kita cuma menghilangkan oleh subjek, kita cuma menghilangkan saya subjeknya, yaitu setelah ada kata in conjunction di frase selanjutnya. Dan sama juga seperti ellipsis of object, akan tetapi objeknya kita hilangkan. Saya harap teman-teman bisa paham apa dalam penjelasan saya. Dan lebih baiknya lagi jika kalian bisa mencari beberapa lagi mencari contoh agar kalian bisa lebih paham tentang nominal ellipsis. Sekian dari saya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rizal and my registration number is A1M219062. In this video I will explain about types of ellipsis. It is verbal ellipsis. Okay, what is verbal ellipsis? Verbal ellipsis means the omission of verb. Technically, it is defined as a verbal group whose structure does not fully express its systemic features. The systemic features are like finiteness, finite or non-finite, the polarity, positive or negative, the voice, active or passive, and the tense, past, present, and the future. Okay, these are the example for verbal ellipsis. Have you been cooking? Yes, I have. What have you been doing? Cooking. Have you been exercising? Yes, I have. What have you been doing? Exercising. Fitri can buy a house, and you too. Rasya did it before, and she will again, and so on. Okay. The operator ellipsis kind. It is omission operator only. And lexical verb remains intact. It remains unchanged, and subject is always omitted from the clause. Okay, example for that is, what have you been doing? Writing. This is the first type of question answer of this kind is which is the lexical verb. They are answering the question doing what, and here is writing. We have another example is, has she been swimming? No, jogging. This answer is the kind of repudiate the verb into another verb in the question, and so on. I think that's all from the verbal ellipsis, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Jaya. My official number is A1M2-19056. I will explain about clausal ellipsis. Clausal ellipsis represents the omission of a part of the clause or all of it. For the example, the subject pronoun element is frequently omitted, especially in spoken text. Such ellipsis is often associated with question and response in dialects. Clausal ellipsis has two-part structure consisting of modal element and propositional element. Typically, modal ellipsis occurs in response to a WH questions. What, such as do, does, and did. For example, what were they doing? Kita bisa langsung menjawab, listening to music, tanpa harus menambahkan we are, karena yang dalam kurung adalah ellipsis. Propositional ellipsis occurs in response to statements and yes or no questions. Contohnya, statement, the plane has landed. Kita bisa langsung mengucapkan kalimat pertanyaan, has it, tanpa harus mengucapkan has the plane landed. Contoh kedua, dengan pertanyaan has the plane landed, kita bisa langsung respons dengan kata yes, it has, tanpa harus mengucapkan yes, the plane has landed. Answer yes or no questions or polar questions are very simply dealt with the instruction to answer yes or no. Contohnya, dalam bentuk pertanyaan are you coming? Kita bisa menjawab yes tanpa perlu menambahkan I am, karena yang di dalam kurung itu termasuk ellipsis. Dalam bentuk negatif, kita bisa menjawab no tanpa tambahan I am not. karena yang dalam kurung termasuk ellipsis. I think it is enough from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Shirley and my register number is A1 M2 16051. I am the last speaker in this group, and the topic of my material about semantic implications of coordination by N. The coordination conjunction N shows the relationship between the contents of clauses. We can make connections clearly by adding adverbs. Jadi, di sini kata N menjadi penghubung antar isi dari klausa. Terdapat 3 jenis semantic implications of coordination by N. Yang pertama adalah events in the second clause are the result of events in the first clause. Jadi, peristiwa atau kejadian yang ada di klausa kedua merupakan hasil dari klausa pertama. For example, she take care of her face and therefore she has smooth face. Dari kalimat tersebut, antara klausa pertama yakni she take care of her face dihubungkan dengan kata N, she has smooth face, and kata N berfungsi sebagai penghubung antara klausa pertama dan klausa kedua. Another example is he secured admission and become serious. Dari contoh tersebut, klausa pertama dihubungkan dengan kata become dengan klausa kedua. Tipe kedua yaitu events in the second clause are the consequence or chronologically of events in the first clause. For example, she washed the clothes and she dried them. Maksudnya adalah klausa kejadian atau peristiwa di klausa kedua merupakan kronologi dari klausa pertama. Contohnya tadi, she washed the clothes and she dried them. Another example is she has 2 cars and she likes to ride. She has 2 cars and she likes to trek. Dan tipe yang terakhir adalah the events in the second clause are show contrast of the event in the first clause. Maksudnya adalah klausa kedua dan klausa pertama itu memiliki perbandingan atau perbandingan yang berlawanan. For example, Putri is a tomboyish person, but her brother is a feminine person. Dari kalimat tersebut, kita dapat menggunakan kata but menggantikan kata and. Another example is his wife drives a car and he rides a motorcycle. Dari contoh tersebut, kita dapat menggunakan kata and maupun kata but. I think that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.